3.
Hello, Biza community. This is Shelly Nielsen. I am back here today with another conversation with OK. And today we have Lee Holbert here today. He is going to talk to us a little bit about financial implications and how we might be using IRAs and Roths to help us with tax deductions for sponsorships and donations. But I am going to be filming today, so you're going to hear my voice, but I'll actually be doing the filming for our two wonderful speakers. So we're just going to switch phones. And okay, I am actually going to start with you. Could you give us just a little bit of an update about how our children are doing? Has the school year ended? And if it has ended, when will it start up again in the fall?
Thank you, everyone. It's always a pleasure to bring updates from Nigeria out to you for all the support you give to Biza and the children. At the moment, the children are getting close to the end of the third trimester, which started from after Easter, and is going to end about the third week of July. And then from then they will have about 6 weeks of summer holiday, and then resume again about the second week of September. All our children, all 250 children who have been sponsored are in school. Hopefully we'll be finishing up this school year. We have a few who are not going to be sponsored by the same sponsor who have been carrying them through, because sad to say that some sponsors passed away. We've lost about 3 sponsors over the past 1 year. The good Lord has called them home, and such kids are picked up by other generous sponsors, or those who cannot continue are also picked up. But we have all 250 sponsored now, and we'll be starting in the fall.
So, okay, what I'm hearing you saying of the 250 students right now, we believe that all 250 are still continuing to be sponsored, or are we still looking for some new sponsors for some of those students who were in school?
So to be clear, we have 250 students already sponsored. We have about 80 on the waiting list. These 250 students are surely sponsored again, certainly. They'll be going back to school in the fall. We have 5 out of the 80 waiting who have joined these 250. Wonderful. So come fall this year, we'll have close to 260 or more who will be in school sponsored.
Great, thank you for that update. The last time that we met and we're having a fireside chat, we talked about the instability in Nigeria. Can you give us an update? Do you feel like anything has changed since we last communicated with our sponsors and donors?
It's more of a call for prayers from supporters, and for call for prayers in support of the Nigerians who are going through this. The violence has not reduced as we would like to see. If you've been watching the news over the past few months, you must have heard about the church massacre that 70 people who were at Mass, Catholic Mass, were murdered. These terrorists came in and shot 70 people. And then even 2 weeks before that, there was a Christian student in one of the universities up north who was stoned to death just because the Muslim students thought she was not being nice to their religion. And just yesterday, the night before yesterday, 2 priests, Catholic priests, were murdered again by this Muslim terrorist. It is something that calls for prayers, because if you're looking in from outside, it looks like a religious war or attack or terrorism. If you're within, you'll find out that the politicians are kind of locking the heads of these good citizens together in the name of religion. It's all happening up north. The last 2 that happened in churches happened in the southwest, kind of closer to southeast where Biza is. But all our children are safe. No tragic thing has happened to any of them or near their neighborhoods. But they are living in fear, for the want of a better word. And that's why we need prayers. And this is where what BISA does is very essential, because the children who are being armed, these youth who are being armed to go and do harm to others, are from the illiterate population. If we educate Africa, we educate these Nigerian children, this terrorism is going to stop. People are going to know that irrespective of the religious differences, that we are one human family. It's essential what BISA is doing.
Yeah. Thank you, okay. I hear your call for prayers. I think that's something that all of us can do. It's hard to make a transition from hearing that, but I do want to introduce Lee, who is here today. And Lee, I've had the privilege of knowing you, but maybe you could tell our BISA community a little bit about your involvement with BISA before we ask you some financial questions.
Well, thanks for inviting me here today, and it's nice to be here today, Shelley. I've been involved with BISA for about 12 years. I've been to Nigeria with you and OK, my twin brother over here, a couple of occasions, and it's a very strong passion I have to try and support these lovely children in Nigeria. One of the things that I think that has really helped me understand this is to get these love letters from these lovely children that say that you've changed their lives and probably given them an opportunity they wouldn't have received.
True. Can I ask you, I'm going to interject for just a minute and ask a question, because you're right, I've been with you on a trip and we know the value of an education, and we just heard OK talk about the fact that when our students become educated, thriving students, they will make a difference in this country. They will make a difference. So we know that all of our sponsors are donating with the understanding of this enormous contribution that it is making in the lives of children. But there are some benefits, tax deductible benefits, and I think that you have an area of expertise in this area. Talk to us a little bit about what you can share, just in case sponsors aren't aware of some of the tax benefits that could happen.
Yes, Shelley. My wife and I have IRA accounts, individual retirement accounts, and we have Roth IRAs. An IRA is a pre-tax account. A Roth IRA is a post-tax, meaning you paid money on the Roth. The ideal way is to have your taxes paid early, so a Roth would be ideal, maybe if you fund that. But if you have IRAs, it's nice because you can use those contributions to the IRA, which is money that you've never paid taxes on, and pay for sponsorship. You can do that. You can take money out of your IRA as early as 59 and a half without penalty. And you must take it out. The government says you must take it out, and it's called an RMD when you're 72 now. It used to be 70 and a half, it's now 72. You must take out that RMD, required minimum distribution. And you must pay taxes on it. But the exception to that is you can donate that to a 501c3 charity like BISA and then not pay taxes on that money. So you're really financing a child's education with money that you were supposed to pay taxes on, but now you don't have to. So that's a tremendous benefit. The other thing that my wife and I, Carol and I, do is we set up what's called a donor advised fund. We were blessed on a couple of occasions with a good sales year or whatever, with a nice unexpected income. And what we did then is we set up a donor advised fund. It's like you setting up your own foundation, your Bill Gates Foundation personally. And what you can do is use appreciated assets. Let's say you bought Microsoft stock 15 years ago for $25 a share. It's now worth $250 a share. Well, you bought 200 shares, and at that time was $5,000. It's now $50,000. If you sold that, you'd have to pay taxes on the appreciated gain, $45,000. If you donate that to your donor advised fund, set that up, you can take full deduction of that $50,000 and never pay taxes on that appreciated asset. And now you can fund your contributions for years to come through your foundation, your donor advised fund. Those are really basic fundamentals. I'm not an accountant, I'm not a financial planner, but you can set up a donor advised fund through Schwab or Fidelity. I happen to use Catholic Community Foundation, so they kind of monitor, make sure my charities are up and up. They will guide you and help you. I would recommend you talk to a tax accountant or your financial planner or your Schwab investment advisor or your donor advised fund administrator for more details. Thank you.
Great. Such valuable information to help us as we move forward. So I appreciate both of you being here today and giving us this update, okay, on Nigeria, and Lee sharing with us some of the financial things that maybe all of us that are donors haven't thought about. So have a great day.
Thank you.